Welcome to Under the Lights, episode 4. We are here to talk about week 5. I am the GOAT. This is Tim.
Yo.
So we are here to talk about the first game, which is the Packers and the Giants. And I picked the Packers to win the first game of the week. I think Aaron Rodgers is a lot better. I'm not a fan of Danny Dimes. As we've said last week, Saquon Barkley has been doing really well. So
Yeah, it's been playing well.
it kind of really more depends on how Danny Dimes does, to be honest. But Aaron Rodgers has been struggling against bad teams.
He has. I picked the Packers too. I just picked the same reason. Aaron Rodgers is just better. But the Giants' defense is really what's holding them into these games. So it just really depends on what they do. And Rodgers' wide receivers are young. They're not, very good yet either. They're decent. They're not terrible, but I just don't see the Giants being good enough to beat Rodgers. That game against the Patriots wasn't very. It was kind of ugly, but I still think they're better than the Giants. I think they'll come out with the.
And they only scored 14 points against the Bucks.
Yeah.
That's not good either.
No, it's not.
It's a win, but it's not good.
No, yeah, I could see it being like a field goal game. But I think the Packers will definitely win that one. And then we got the Bills and Steelers. And the Bills are going to win that game. That's why I picked. I just don't think the Steelers are good enough yet. Definitely hurts still having T.J. Watt out. But I still think even if he was healthy, I still don't think you guys would beat the Bills. I think it would be a better game. But I could see the Bills coming away with 14-point win.
I don't see a 14-point win. Maybe for Pittsburgh, but that's who I picked. I'm a diehard Steelers fan, so I can't root against them.
Yeah.
I don't care who they play. I don't care if the team is the last week of the season and they're 16-0, and we're 1-15. I'm picking Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. That's how I feel.
It helps me out. I'll take the win.
Only 2.5% is going to be right this week, so.
Yeah, we've seen weirder things. This has been a weird start to the NFL for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I think the Bills they're good. A lot of people's teams picked to win the Super Bowl. So yeah, I think
they're on a mission.
They are on a mission.
Definitely been on a mission.
I wouldn't be surprised. If they just come out and dominate from the start. But like I said, anything can happen in this league. So
they're in the NFL for a reason.
Yeah,
so
I think Kenny Pickett's that's going to be a tough game for him.
You're gonna jinx it.
I'm not gonna jinx it
for the Bills.
We'll see. Like I said, we've seen weirder things, but I think Kenny Pickett, that's the first time starting.
It's all right.
He had the first start jitters,
It's all right. I think he got those out of the way against the Jets.
Yeah, but he didn't start. He kind of just
Don't
came
care.
in. He's got a first game under his belt, but coming into a game and starting, and you're going against one of the top defenses in football.
That's a W all around.
I don't know. If you want to go off of odds, no. But, you just got to beat them.
14-point win, Pittsburgh.
Throw it to NFL young boy. But no, Bills are going to win that one.
No. Next game, Chargers and the Browns. I picked the Chargers for this game. I believe they are a better team. As long as Jacoby Brissett's their quarterback, I don't really expect them to win much games, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, when Deshaun Watson comes back, and if he even does good, I'm gonna root against the Browns pretty much.
Right. Well, if you're a Pittsburgh fan, you're going to. You want them to lose, but I picked the Chargers too. They're definitely the better team. Jacoby Brissett is not, your ideal starter, obviously. So yeah, I think the Chargers should beat them. As long as they get their offense moving. I mean, Keenan Allen's still hurt, but Herbert looks like he's getting better.
That's true.
He's getting healthier, so I mean that definitely helps. So yeah, I think the Chargers definitely are going to win that one too against the Browns. Hopefully Herbert goes off because I need it badly for fantasy.
Yeah.
I need it badly. And hopefully throws it to Mike Williams because that would help even more. Next game is the Vikings and the Bears. I picked the Vikings. The offense is really good. The defense is pretty shaky, but they're pretty tough to stop on offense. With Jay Jettas and Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
So, especially playing the
really
Bears.
have an explosive offense.
They do, yeah. And Adam Thielen's still good.
And the
too.
Bears' offense has been terrible.
Yeah. It's just crazy to think that that they have Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, and they barely even use Adam Thielen. And so it's just like if he's open, obviously they're gonna throw it to him. But it's like just to think they have those two, but it's crazy. But yeah, I picked the Vikings also. Vikings for sure. Bears aren't good.
No. Next game, Lions and the Patriots. I picked the Lions for this one. I mean, they kind of proved me wrong without DeAndre Swift. So,
Yeah.
and we don't know who the quarterback is going to be for the Patriots because I think Brian Hoyer's out.
I think it's going to be that rookie that got the practice squad. I can't think of his name. It's like Bailey Zapp, I think his name is. That's who started last week against the. So that's who they're going to play. I picked the Patriots to win because DeAndre Swift is out, and same with Amon-Ra. If they're both out again, I mean, they're not as good.
They did drop 45 though.
Yeah, but it's against the Seahawks, and they don't have a good defense.
That's true.
So
they don't have Jamal.
Yeah, and the Seahawks still scored 48. So I mean, there's no defense, and I always think Bill Belichick has always, for whatever reason, just beaten the Lions. So yeah, I think this just comes down to coaching. I think just Bill Belichick will win the game just based off of that, especially if they don't play.
It's gonna be a close game though.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be again another probably but again, it also depends on what the Patriots quarterback does, how well he plays.
That's true.
I mean,
I don't see it.
Yeah,
I don't see it like it being like last week, 48-45.
Oh yeah, no way.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I might be convincing myself out of that. I might switch it to the Lions. I might be convincing myself out of that pick, just because of the Bailey Zapp. Like I didn't watch him play against Green Bay, so I didn't really see.
Either.
Yeah, I didn't really see how well he was doing. But I mean, I saw the score, so I'm guessing they're probably going to run the ball a lot. So I guess it just depends on how well they run the ball. That's going to be my guess. But yeah, as right now, I think I'm going to stick with the Patriots. But there might be like a last second switch to Detroit, depending on my gut that morning. But for our next game, we'll do the Dolphins and the Jets. I think Bridgewater is going to beat the Jets. After he beat, the Jets beat your Steelers are so now called going to beat the Bills.
I picked the Dolphins as well. After last week, I'm kind of mad at the Jets, so I just don't want to pick them. So I picked the Dolphins as well.
The Dolphins out of spite, just because the Jets won.
Yeah.
Yep. That was a good game, though. I mean, Zach Wilson didn't play bad. He actually played pretty well.
He didn't do bad.
Yeah. And I skipped a game.
You did. I noticed that. I shook my head, but I didn't say anything.
I didn't even notice until now.
I was like,
we're going to go back up and do the Seahawks and Saints.
I picked the Saints.
I picked the Seahawks just because of last week.
I picked them just
last week, just because they won by they scored 48 points.
I picked the Saints just solely on their defense.
Yeah,
defense alone. That's it.
True, and I think it also depends if Kamara plays it and plays well, because the Saints do not look good right now. So that's why I think the Seahawks can come in and win.
Gino's been hot. He hasn't been playing like Gino.
He's he's been somewhat. I think he's been inconsistent.
I mean, they dropped 48, so they were hot last week.
He's being efficient, is what he's been doing. He hasn't been turning over the ball. I mean, he did late against Atlanta, but he's been doing just enough to stay efficient. But I mean, he's getting progressively better each game. So long as that happens, I'm fine.
More efficient than Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, I mean, my standards were already low for this season for the Seahawks just because of losing Russ and everything like that. I didn't think that we'd be any good. I still don't think we'll be that great. But based off right now, I think we can be middle of the pack. I still don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but they'll be decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my Seahawks can go into New Orleans and win. They said Andy Dalton's going to play again too.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, but we'll see some snaps from Taysom Hill. He's going to go in there and run and do his thing.
Freaking running back, tight end, whatever.
Yeah, just utility guy. So the next games are the Falcons and the Buccaneers. I'm picking the Bucs just because I don't think Patterson is still out. He got hurt. So they're going to have a duo of those two, I think, rookie running backs. So I think the Buccaneers are going to take advantage of that because they still have a top defense. Doesn't help, obviously helps having Tom Brady. He's not doing well. He's not doing good. And I don't know if you've heard the stuff that's been going on with him and Giselle. That's, another topic. But that's not going really great.
No.
Looks like they're going to get divorced. So it looks like that's probably affecting his play. But yeah.
He's definitely going to be sad on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, no one to kiss. No one to kiss. I mean, you could probably call Gronk. Gronk will kiss him.
Yeah, probably.
They'll smooch each other.
I picked the Falcons.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. You just like picking around a 2-3%. That's your upset?
I'm not going to pick.
You think Marigota's going to win? That's right. I said goat.
I'm not going to pick Tom Brady. And I'm going to pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers any week of the season.
That's right. You did say that.
I'm sticking with it.
Sticking with it.
Sticking with it.
I'm picking the Bucs.
I understand. Next game, Titans Commanders. I picked the Titans for this game.
Me too.
Carson Wentz is Carson Wentz.
It's trash. I just don't like the Commanders.
I don't either.
For whatever reason, I just don't.
The one person I like is their wide receiver.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin. He's good. I feel sorry that he's on that team and has Carson Wentz throwing to him.
He's really good.
He's good.
He hasn't, like you said, Carson Wentz throwing to him.
It sucks. I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to get traded. I picked the Titans too. I mean, Derrick Henry is on fire now, so I think he's just gonna run all over the Commanders.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and their defense is starting to pick up too, and so I think they could easily, rush Carson Wentz, get him freaked out, get him sacked, throwing picks. So yeah, I could easily see the Titans coming in and winning.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Commanders, I just don't ever think they're ever good.
They're inconsistent.
Yeah, they're supposed to have a good defense, but then they just I don't like their new jerseys. Those ones they had, I kept getting confused and thinking they were the Steelers.
I'm colorblind, so it was just tough on my eyes.
Well, they were black and yellow, but they had their kind of did their own own style of their own number style that they have. But I just didn't like it. I kept seeing watching the game and thinking it's the Steelers. I'm like, no, it's the Commanders. But
I'm just blind. I couldn't tell.
I didn't like it. But the next game is the Jaguars and Texans. Jaguars, I guess, have definitely proved us wrong because we thought they were not good. But they're playing really well. And Texans are very bad. Or somewhat bad. They're not, I guess, really bad. But Jaguars should easily, especially at home, should win this game.
Who do you think I picked for this one?
Probably the Texans. It's 4%.
I did pick the Texans.
Why?
It's been a weird year in the NFL. So I'm just kind of rolling with the weird year. I'm thinking it's going to be another weird week.
All right.
So
you're going with the upset.
And
this
plus
week.
the person in my fantasy has Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, okay.
And I really don't want him to do very good. Yeah. So I picked the Texans.
I have James Robinson, so that's all. I'm hoping that he does good.
He could just hand him the ball.
That'd be nice. I'll take it.
Do or be like Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Score 7 points.
Scored 7 points. That'd be nice. But
All right, next game. Niners, Panthers. I picked the Panthers for this one, surprisingly.
another low percentage. You think it's going to be one of those upset weeks, huh? Okay. I picked the 49ers just because of their win off of, against LA, the Rams. I think they played well, but I think they've always beaten the Rams. The NFC West is always weird, like how we can just each beat each other, even though the team's better. We just know what they're gonna do. But I think 49ers are a better team than the Panthers.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
But I don't know, like,
you just really like Baker.
I do like Baker, but I'm not. It's just been a weird year, and I haven't been doing good on picks this year, I'll be honest.
Just try to mix it up. Yeah, I guess that's the way to do it. I don't know why. I don't even really look at the percentages when I'm picking, but I usually always tend to always pick towards the majority. Sometimes we'll always go back through and try to pick another, like upset. 'Cause it's bound to happen. I mean, it has to happen. But yeah, I usually always tend to go on like, on paper they're supposed to win, so that's kind of usually what I lean to. But sometimes I always go off how they're playing right now. And then the next game is the Rams and the Cowboys. This one I think the Rams bounce back since
I
they play
picked
at
the Rams
home.
this one too. I picked the Rams.
Yeah, I think Cooper Rush has been playing well, but I don't think he's gonna be able to play well against the Rams defense. So I could
I
definitely
think he's
see
gonna
the
come
Rams.
back down to earth.
Yeah. I just think he'll just won't do well this week, just because it's the Rams. So yeah, I think the Rams defense will carry this win for sure. Because the Cowboys defense is good too.
Yeah, they're very good.
Yeah, because Michael
Both
Parsons
top 5
is a baller.
defenses.
Yeah, so obviously Aaron Donald. So it's gonna be obviously those are the players to watch. But
Matthew Stafford has the most interceptions in the NFL right now too.
yeah, and that's why I don't understand why people kept putting him so high up in the top 10 just because all of a sudden he won a Super Bowl. It's like, look who he had. You could put a lot of people as quarterback
true.
and could do that. I always thought Matthew Stafford was good, and he's got a great arm, but I just didn't think he was just great mentally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Rams are going to win that one though.
Me too, for sure.
Plus, I always just like picking against the Cowboys. It's fun. But next game is the Eagles and Cardinals.
I picked the Cardinals. I feel like the Eagles are actually going to lose this week. I think this is the first time in a while there's actually only been like one undefeated team through like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
In a long time. Can't remember when, but it's been a while. And I feel like there's going to be no undefeated teams this next coming week.
I picked the Eagles. I just think they're playing really well. It is hard to stay undefeated, especially if we're going into week 5.
The Eagles could have played anybody, and I kind of would have picked against them just because I just think they're going to lose. I just think their undefeated streak's going to be over.
Yeah,
Jalen's balling, though.
It's true, and I think you kind of tend to see the other teams playing harder against those undefeated teams just because they want to, be that team to beat them. So it's possible. I still think they'll go 5-0 though, just because Cardinals are I don't know, they're weird. Like they start off really slow, and then all of a sudden, like after halftime or like in the fourth quarter, they just like explode. And so like you don't know if that's gonna happen. But I just think the Eagles' defense is too good for them for the Cardinals to be able to not do that.
I think it's gonna be a good game though.
Could be.
I think it could be a good game.
Yeah.
Ravens, Bengals.
Two favorite teams.
This was definitely I kept going back and forth on this one. I didn't know if I chose the Bengals. I don't know if I should choose the Ravens. I don't know if I should even choose one.
Gotta choose somebody.
But
Sunday night.
I did choose the Ravens.
Yeah. I choose the Ravens too. just because Lamar Jackson's been playing out of his mind.
And the Bengals have been playing like a one-hit wonder, like I predicted.
They are.
I predicted it.
Well,
I did tell you that before the
I still
season
think they're
started.
a good team.
They are a good team, but
Yeah.
I did tell you I think that was kind of just a lucky.
They just got hot at the right time. Yeah. I mean, a lot of times it happens too. The
I
Super
think
Bowl
they're like
hangover.
when the Giants went to the Super Bowl.
Right, being like 7-9.
Both years.
Right. Just got hot right at that right time.
Just
and
right time.
Figured it out and just carried it. Yeah, it's possible. Very possible. I mean, but I still think it's pretty early still. I mean, they could still go on a run.
That's true.
But
That's true.
yeah, as of right now,
They can prove me wrong.
Yeah, they're definitely not looking like it's the Bengals of last year.
Their offensive line and Pittsburgh's offensive line are not very good.
Not really. No.
They're like the two worst offensive lines in the league.
Yeah.
Definitely Pittsburgh's offensive line's the worst I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well, you can obviously see it through Najee's play too. Like he's not getting anywhere because it's completely different from last year where he was.
I think he's only getting like 2.5, 3 yards a carry.
Yeah, and
it's terrible.
That's not Najee. Not good. Not good.
Runs too hard to get those little yards.
Yeah. Yeah, but now it's the Monday night game with the Raiders and the Chiefs.
I actually had a tough choice on this one too.
I didn't. I definitely picked the Chiefs. I just can't trust the Raiders anymore. Every time I pick them, they lose. Every time I don't pick them, they win. But this time it gets the Chiefs. Yeah,
I picked Chiefs too.
I mean, if the Raiders won, I'd be as shocked as I was when the Colts beat them.
Juju's gonna get his first touchdown this week.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
I mean, he's been playing solid all year. He hasn't been playing bad.
He hasn't.
He's caught most of the ball. He's just throwing to him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can only do so much. And
well, when you have Travis Kelce, and if you get down the red zone, that's who he's going to look for, or he's going to run it in himself.
You gotta make the most out of your opportunities, and he has.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, last time it was like fully throwing it to him 4 times. He caught it all 4 times.
Yeah.
So even hurdled someone.
Yep.
That was pretty sick. So
Chiefs are looking good, looking primed to make another Super Bowl run for sure. The playoffs are going to be interesting. So, get another classic Chiefs Bills game most likely.
That's true. Do you have an early Super Bowl prediction?
I've actually haven't thought about Seahawks. No, definitely not.
Pittsburgh Seahawks.
Yeah, let's redo 2006 again. I mean,
put it on the board.
Yeah, early on I was thinking the Bills. I still think they have a good shot. I mean, Chiefs. It's always. I think it's always going to be between them two. Ravens, they could sneak in. I think that's probably a dark horse team for me. But my early pick who could make some noise is the Jaguars. I think that's what I'm like as of early in the season, since I don't know how well they've been playing. I keep thinking they're not going to play good or not win, and then they end up going in and like destroying them or like doing really good. So I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm jumping on the Jaguar train.
Ew.
I know it's weird because I don't really ever liked them. But yeah, I think AFC is obviously. I think it's definitely gonna have to be between Bills and Chiefs. If they lose in early in the playoffs, I'd be shocked.
If they lose, Chargers.
Yeah, that's another one. Chargers, but they have to be healthy. They're
true.
Fully healthy, and then definitely they have the roster.
Those are my top 3, but the NFC's kind of tough this year.
Yeah, NFC's kind of like wide open. Like 49ers sometimes look like it. Eagles look like it right now. My Seahawks definitely look like it.
No, they don't.
Geno's winning an MVP.
Geno's not winning MVP.
Can you imagine? That'd be funny.
He's not.
That would be.
Yeah. I can't imagine because it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean NFC's so wide open.
I can't picture an MVP in his hands. It's hard. It hurts my brain.
It would be very odd to see.
It's a lot to process.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
I can't even picture in my head. Like I'm trying to, and I can't. So.
Yeah, I don't.
Most improved award in my head's going through.
Yeah, because they definitely wouldn't give it to him. The MVP to him. Most improved, comeback player. That makes sense. Something like that. Yeah, NFC is wide open. Like, it could be anybody. It just depends on like who gets hot at the right time. So yeah, I don't. Between AFC,
Fourth team in the AFC is Pittsburgh.
I think Buccaneers could make it again.
Pittsburgh can make it.
No. Yeah. No. What you guys been playing right now? No.
They're 0-0 right now.
Oh no. Going into week 5 or 0-0.
Yep. Kenny Pickett's 0-0.
Sounds about right.
Kenny Pickett's 0-0.
That's how you should view it.
That's how I do view it, actually.
You shouldn't view it like that. You should view it as, I don't even know what your guys' record is.
We've only won one game.
See, that's why I said Seahawks going to the Super Bowl.
But that's why I'm viewing it as 0-0 because he's fresh start.
It's maybe 0-0 for him, but you guys' team is
I know
1 and
he
4.
is gonna be. I know what we are. But I'm thinking as if I'm Kenny Pickett, which I'm not. I'm some dude that just sits here.
Dude sitting on
a couch,
sitting in a chair, talking about football that we can't do like them. Sounds about right.
Yeah. All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Those are our picks for this week.
Yep.
Hopefully we do better. We're on the bottom, so
I did pretty good last week. I did decent.
only because I forgot to make a pick, but that's all.
True.
We would have tied.
Would have tied.
Because I did pick the Bengals.
It's true.
I mean, who would you pick between
I
the?
would have picked the Broncos. I already said that. I thought I actually did pick the Broncos. That's why when I looked and I saw like, oh, I didn't even make a pick. I was like, I thought it was gonna be the same thing. Like, they didn't save my picks, but I didn't pick any of the other games. That's why I was like, oh, I didn't even do my picks yet. So I just didn't. I was too busy, completely missed it. But I would have, in my head, I was like, I'm gonna pick the Broncos, but I'm losing faith in them. That game was horrible.
Yeah, easily.
We don't need to talk about it because it was a boring game. I turned it off real early, but yeah. So we'll be back next week. Do week 6. Make our picks, talk about the week, and do our thing. So
Be back for Thursday. We missed our Thursday video. We'll be back this week, though.
We'll be back. We won't miss it again. But yeah, so yeah, like, follow us, subscribe.
All right. Thank you.
See you next week.